Hello world, this is Random Fix. In this video today I'm going to show you guys how to install a spare tire carrier here on your camper van. But the idea is pretty much the same, and I'm going to give you guys step-by-step directions so you can go ahead and install this on any vehicle. So if you want to go ahead and take your spare tire from here to up here, I'm going to show you guys that now. Hello world, this is Random Fix, and in this video today we're going to be taking a spare tire from underneath the vehicle to the driver rear door. Back here we got lots of stuff happening here. We got Diego on the roof, we got Angel right here, and she's going through and soundproofing everything. And we are gonna go and slap this tire on the back of this door. And the best part is I got this mount here. This came from Euro Vans. I'll have a link to it in the video box below. A lot of the other tire mounts out there are super expensive. This looks solid, feels solid. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and pop out all of these clips here. Get access to, so this clip here, and then this clip right here. Just like that. And we're going to go and lower this tire down to the ground. And what we're going to be doing underneath is actually putting in a fresh water or a gray water tank down here, depending on your setup. And I'll have a link to that video if you guys want to check that out a little bit later. The other option is you can actually put a storage compartment down here, which actually will give you about 13 inches of room, but it's about $1,000, and you have to cut one of the cross members, which I don't want to do. So I'm taking the easy way out, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and just relocate the spare tire, get a water tank underneath there. And the best part about this is I was able to do this for very, very cheap, and it comes with the hardware. So this is the hardware that it comes with, and basically this is gonna fasten it down to the vehicle, and then the longer ones are gonna hold the spare tire in place. So let's go ahead and lower that spare tire now, and I'll show you how to get this done. So this is going to be a 19, and I'll show you guys later in the video where your jack and your tools are located. So get yourself some help, and now that the hooks are low down here, we're basically going to pop the tire up a little bit, and Diego's going to push that. There you go. And then do that on both sides, and then the spare tire just lowers down onto the ground. And go ahead and put the mount back up. Just like that, and tighten it up to go ahead and suck it up so it doesn't just come down on the freeway. Cool. Perfect. Covers are back in. For the spare tire mount, it actually doesn't come with any kind of back plate, so we got some galvanized metal here, and we're going to go ahead and cut down the center line here, and make sure you wear some eye protection and PPE. So this is cut now, and we can go ahead and fit it into place here. And then for the upper pieces, you want to get yourself some 2-inch plates like that. So it's going to go basically like that. And since the back actually has a little bit of a contour, we want to make sure we don't bend the metal when we're doing this. So go down to the store, get some rubber washers, whatever you could find. In our case, we're using some heavy duty shock absorber, basically bushings here, and these can support a car, so I know they could definitely do a good job of holding on a spare tire. And I found some foam like this actually just laying around, so this is going to allow us to actually move this piece around without damaging the rear paint on the actual door. Just so you don't damage these panels here, go ahead and clean up the area first. I'm just using some detailer spray here. So now, no scratching. So check that out, guys. We have the panels, and you can see right there, there's still a little bit of a gap on here, so we may throw some more tape on there, but the bushings are definitely going to help keeping this curvature in check. So one thing you want to make sure is you don't have to go ahead and relocate your license plate. The factory wheel is actually going to be 30 inches in total radius, so you want to make sure you have at least 15-16 inches from here, because it's not just relocating the actual license plate holder. You're going to have to then go and run electricity there, 12-volt connections, because most places require this to be lit up. So we need it to be right on top of here, and we tried going a little bit below. It's not going to work, so we're going to go ahead and remove the Sprinter badge here. We got some fishing line here, and you just want to go back there, and this will just come off just like that. Diego's not Superman, he just makes it look easy. There it is, guys, came off. And now you could use some acetone or something to go ahead and clean off the rest of this. So now what we're doing is we're just making a quick template out of cardboard of the actual spare tire, and that way we don't have to keep wrestling with this. And then we're going to go and make where those actual holes are on the actual template, and we want to go ahead and cut once and not make extra holes in here, so try to go ahead and do this. Now take some measurements and put it onto the template. Most important thing to note is where these 4 holes are going to be going, and that is going to basically tell you the rest. So just go ahead and take your measurements, and now we're going to go ahead and make the holes in this thing, and we're going to go and mount it up. Now go ahead and cut. So Diego used one of these tools. You want to show him which one it was, Diego? One of these. Go ahead and make the very first hole. Once you've made the very first hole, this will make an indentation in the metal. Then we're going to come back with the actual piece and go ahead and get the other holes. But this kind of lets us know, like, hey, we're in the right direction. Hey guys, this is my very first hole in the van, so this is kind of painful. I'm actually going to record this on here. So what size bit are we using?
3/8.
3/8. So go ahead and take your time when you're doing this, and make sure you do not drill past where you need to go, because you're going to hit the other metal of the car. And if you don't want to scratch all your paint up, just put up some tape like that, and this will help catch some of it. Cool. Now grab a file and clean that up a little bit. And be sure to go ahead and get some touch-up paint on the exposed metal. And do not leave that exposed.
How come we don't want to leave it exposed?
It'll rust. I feel like I'm in a quiz. So we went ahead and just put it in the hardware loosely on that side. Now we got this again, and You don't have to use this if you don't want to. All you got to do is center it. And once you got it centered, go ahead and push into it. And then now we know we got center everywhere. And then I'm going to come in here and do the last one. And we'll give you the measurements of this in case you guys want to see it towards the end. So if you don't want to make up a whole template for your Sprinter van, we'll show you what to do. So after coating the area several times with paint or Rust-Oleum, whatever you got going on, go ahead and put butyl tape on the inside and the outside, and go ahead and hold the butyl tape from the back as you're gonna go ahead and do this. That way it doesn't back up. So I'm holding it from the inside here, and we're making our hole. As you can see, he's got that screwdriver right through that tip right there. Diego, poke it through. Right there, yep. And then the bolts that they actually gave you were a little bit too short, so you need 5/16 2-inch like this, and this will really help you get that, basically that plate, that butyl tape, the washer, the butyl tape washer, locking washer, inner plate, all that stuff in one sequence. Now that we got everything ready, what you want to do is go ahead and get yourself the bolt. Put the bolt in here. So once you get that holding washer in place, you basically got to press it on. You want to now use the nut and get this to actually back down. So once you got this backed up all the way, you want to go ahead and use a nut to drive this down. You're going to have to use an open wrench like this. This is a 19. Back that down, and do not tighten this up too much, because you're going to need this adjustment to actually get the tire on. And we're going to go and get the other ones loosely in place, and then we're going to do the same exact thing once it's actually on the car, so that way we don't have to hold this. So we're ready to mount this. If you like to, go ahead and apply some sound deadener material like this Amazon or the Kill Mat. Kill Mat I actually prefer. Go ahead and put some butyl tape down, and we're ready to mount. One thing I did on the other side is I went ahead and put a washer. It just stuck in place with the butyl tape. So there's butyl tape, washer, butyl tape, and the whole idea here is that the butyl tape is going to be basically watertight, and we're not going to get water intrusion in through one of these holes here. And I'll have a link to anything that I'm using in the video in the description box below. So we're ready, and in case you're short on one of these basically washer holders, you can go ahead and use the nut instead and just pick up extra nuts from the store. And now we're going to go ahead and push this through like that. And on the back side, we can see everything made it through. We're going to go ahead and put the backing plate on, and after the backing plate we got a washer, then we got a locking washer, and then we got the nut. So if you're really concerned, you can go ahead and put Loctite on here. You probably don't need it though. You should be good. And you may have to drill these out. So he's on the inside, I'm on the outside, and you want to go ahead and just take your time. Make sure all the nuts are on. Give it a couple of turns. Go to the opposite side right here. We're going to go to the one right above it now.
Good.
And you just want to watch the panel, make sure it's not going to blow out on you. And we're going to go to the opposite panel again. Just take your time and just repeat this until you get it to sit flush. So we put about 30 pounds of torque down on these, and you know you've gone too far if you see the actual panel bowing at all. So we saw this bow for a second, and we backed it off a little bit. So 30 pounds is good, and this is feeling nice and secure. And we're gonna go ahead and put the last holding washer in place, and then we're gonna go ahead and paint this ugly wheel black. Then I'm gonna mount it. If I had to do this again, I would not even purchase this. I would invest in better foam like this. I would make sure that I have the right hardware. So this is good hardware, but if you get the grade 8, you might be even better off. And overall, I'm really happy with the way this came out. So here it is mounted. Before we paint it, just want to show you guys. The door is closing. Very nice. And the door opens. We got 4 bolts in, which is going to hold us nice and tight. This is just a mock-up. If you do want to do this correctly, get bigger washers on these 2. That way it's going to go ahead and just grab it better. This is going to work. This is going to work. And now we're going to show you guys this wing. Diego's excited about this. We were a little nervous.
We go ahead and point out, you know, in the picture they only had 3, but we got 4. So when they're ready, they could call us. Tell them how to do it.
All right. So right here, this is where the stop basically needs to be installed. So if you guys know of any stoppers without changing out the actual door hinge, please let me know, because I'm gonna make that happen. So pretty cool. And if you wanted to go ahead and check it out right here. So the factory 180-degree door hinge still holds in place. If you guys got any questions, please leave them below. If you guys want to watch the whole build out, please do so. You guys will find a link to a lot of the videos that we have down in the description box. Thanks again, guys. You'll find a link to anything that we use in the videos, like these guys right here, in the video box. If you guys want the measurements, it's 8 3/4 from this edge in, and from the top it's going to be about 1.5 inches. So you're going to clear the license plate perfectly. Look at that. No blockage. So this is the complete finished project here, and the kids are super excited about it. If you did want to do a center rest, you can go ahead and use this thing right here. This is from Dorman. The part number is 41064, and that would just be a center mount, and it would go right there. So you get a big old washer, put that in there. These guys are all excited, and we're gonna put a little cover on now. And we got a nice little spare tire cover here. Adventure awaits. Thank you guys for checking out the video. If you guys are new to the channel, please consider subscribing and giving the video a thumbs up if it was helpful. Saves you a bunch of money, and I appreciate you guys watching. Check out the whole van build playlist in the description box below, and I'll have a link to this in the video box below for you guys as well.